Welcome to the Veterans History Project. I'm United States Congresswoman Kathy Castor. Your congressional office has organized the Veterans History Project to capture oral histories of veterans from the Tampa Bay area and to ensure that we memorialize the stories of the greatest generation and beyond. These stories of honor, service, and sacrifice will be preserved in the Library of Congress for generations to come. If you know a veteran whose story should be told, please contact my office. Now join me in saluting another proud veteran from our Tampa Bay community, and to all veterans, thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Welcome. My name is Teresa Sanchez, Congressional Assistant to Congresswoman Kathy Castor, U.S. District 11 for Florida. I have with me Stephen Angari, intern of the district office here in Tampa, and we are conducting this interview at the City of Tampa Television studios. The interview is for the purpose of the Veterans History Project with the U.S. Library of Congress. I have the pleasure of interviewing on today's date Mr. Willie Vila. Mr. Vila is one of 7 brothers that all serve with the Armed Forces of the United States. They all were from West Tampa. Mr. Vila, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do some recollection of your time when you served.
Yes.
Tell me, where were you born?
I was born in West Tampa, Hillsborough County, Tampa, Florida.
And your parents' name and your brother's name?
My parents are Wilfredo Vila and Carmen Vila.
And how many brothers and sisters?
We had 7 brothers and 7 sisters, 14 of us.
Tell me about your brothers.
My brothers were all serving in the armed forces, and we grew up in West Tampa, played in Ray Park, and went to school in West Tampa, Cuesta, West Tampa Junior High, and Jefferson.
I'll see. And Joe Vila, it is my understanding, Joe Vila was born on July the 11th, 1923, and he served with the U.S. Marines.
That's right.
Your brother Guillermo Willie Vila was born August the 8th, 1924, and he also served with the U.S. Marines.
Right.
Wilfredo Macho Vila
Right.
was born February the 1st, 1926, and he was drafted.
Right.
And he served with the U.S. Army.
Right.
And Hector was born on March the 13th, and he served with the U.S. Marine Corps.
Right.
Tony Vila was born May 29, 1943, and he enlisted in the U.S. Navy. And Daniel was born on July the 29th, 1937, and he was drafted into the U.S. Army.
Right.
And tell me about your early years where you lived in West Tampa.
Well, the early years we lived on Cherry Street, 2106 I think it was, and we played in the park right next door. Ray Park it was
Ray
called.
Park.
We played there and went to school at Cuesta. It was down 2 blocks down, Cuesta School, A.L. Cuesta School.
After you finished school, you worked in Tampa?
Yes, I worked in Tampa. I worked at the Florida Mattress, which was on Chestnut and Rome.
Okay, and what made you enlist?
Well, I was going to get drafted, and a group of my friends, Albert Gonzalez and Ruben Fernandez, were going to join the Navy. And I said, well, I'll go with you. We went downtown and joined at the U.S. Post Office on Florida Avenue.
I'll see.
And that's when 1952.
And right after you enlisted, where you went to training?
We enlisted. We went to Jacksonville, Florida, for our physical. We went from Jacksonville. We went to Jacksonville, and from there we went to San Diego, California. 11 weeks of training there with Albert and Ruben Fernandez. And then from there, we served 11 weeks of basic training. From there, we went to San Francisco. From San Francisco, we stayed there about a week or two. Then we boarded a troop transport, the USS General Gordon, and went across the Pacific to Japan. We went to Japan, that was 52 in July. And then we boarded the USS Iowa there in 1952, and I think it was in July. And then from there, one of my buddies was in one fire room with me. Number one, we had 4 fire rooms. And from there, and the other one was in number 4 fire room. We had 4 fire rooms, 8 boilers. And then from there, we boarded that, and we went to Korea and back to Japan to refurnish and food and whatever, and back to Korea, and that's how it was, back and forth. And in November of that year, we came back to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, in 1952. In November in 1952, we went to Long Beach, California. And from there, we stayed a week or 2 there. And from there, we went down to the Panama Canal, crossed through the canal. From there, we went to Norfolk, Virginia. That was still November in 52. And that was our home port. The Iowa stayed there for 4 years.
For 4 years.
4 years.
Tell us about the Iowa.
The Iowa, it was a big ship. It was almost 3 football field. 3 football field. Here we was. That was the Iowa that we were anchored out in Cuba, I think it was. And here it was.
In Guantanamo?
In Guantanamo, Cuba, right.
Guantanamo,
Cuba.
Cuba.
Yeah.
I'll see.
And these were the shells, the projectiles, and it had 2 bags. And these were the big guns.
I'll see.
That's a shell case.
I'll see.
And here we are firing the guns right there. You shoot them 1 at a time, or you can shoot them 3 at a time.
Describe the action you witnessed when you were...
Well, my work was down in the boilers.
I'll see.
What made the ship go? That we had 4 boilers. We had 4 boilers, 1, 2, and 3 fire rooms. We had. Now, when we were in a task force, 77, I think it was. Anyway, we had the carriers. Carriers got to go real fast to take off the planes. So what we did is we used to light up 4 more boilers, 8 boilers.
How many of you all were in that crew?
In that group,
That specific
we had 1 on the boilers, 1 on the superheater. That was 750, 600-pound steam. And we had 5 nozzles that we shoot the oil into the boilers. And then we had a man that controlled the water on the water tender was up on top of us. And that's what it was, about 4. Then we had the engine room downstairs. And they were about 2 guys that were on duty there, taking care of the pumps and the fuel oil pumps and things like that, all the pumps.
And you served 4 years?
4 years on the same ship.
Any casualties?
What's that?
Any casualties that you
Well, we
experienced?
picked up casualty. We was a big ship. So what we did, we picked up some of the dead pilot. One time we picked up a pilot, and here he is right here. We picked him. He was getting off. And they kept him where they kept the butter and the eggs, down not far from where I slept. And these were my friends aboard the ship, all 9 of us.
Do you recollect their name?
Yes, this was Ruben Fernandez, Molesto de Rio, George Venega, Sippy they used to call him. That was me. This is Semonogas, Emilio Salavarria, Patrocinio Moya from Puerto Rico, and Albert Gonzalez. He lived on the same block. We all joined together, me, him, and...
They're all from Tampa.
From Tampa. All these were from Tampa.
They still alive?
There's 2 or 3 of them that this dead.
But you still meet with them
I
once
meet-
in a while?
I meet with them once in a while.
Which place do you meet in Tampa?
We meet in the Gallo, or the West Tampa Sandwich Shop
I'll see.
on Armenia.
I'll see. Okay, tell me when you are through with your 4 years, you came home?
I came home after 4 years,
I'll see.
and I went to work for the same mattress people that I went to work. Then in 1959, I worked for Anheuser-Busch Budweiser on Temple Terrace and 30th Street.
And when did you receive your discharge and where?
I got my discharge in Norfolk, Virginia in 1956 at the Norfolk, Virginia. That was, what's this, District 6 or whatever they call it.
You receive awards and medals?
I have the Good Conduct for 4 years. I had the Korean Service Medal ribbon, 2 stars in it. The citation, the Korean citation, the European occupation, and the United Nation. It was 6 that I had, 6 ribbons.
I'm sure that your parents were very happy when you came home.
I came home. We drove from Norfolk, Virginia to Tampa. 3 of us, no, 4 of us, the guy that owned the car. And we came home, and I came home in the afternoon. We drove 900 miles in about 18 hours, I think it was. And we came home, and they were very happy to see me get off the car there.
I'm sure. So you were very, very happy to
I
serve.
was happy to be home
Of
after
course,
4 years.
Of course. But
4
very proud too to serve this country, I'm sure.
I'm very happy to be.
And your brothers, all of your
all
brothers.
my brothers.
That is great. Well, thank you, Robert. Thank you for this, bringing this experience to the public.
All right.
And thank you again.
Thank you very much too.
Yes, sir.